Hello and welcome to Tara's Reality. Today's recap is of Newlyweds, Nick and Jessica. Season 1, Episode 1, Newlyweds Clean House. Right off the bat, I feel like they made some interesting choices with the opening. Jessica is seen as this affectionate, loving wife, I assume is what they were going for, while Nick is portrayed as a recording artist, even though they both are. But then they show Jessica in the studio and at a photo shoot. There's another weird moment where they show footage of Jessica grabbing Nick's arm with the line, plays. The scene looks like it came from an argument despite the song's sweet romantic tone. Maybe it's lazy editing or the editors thought it was funny or passable. And then the episode starts with yet another wedding montage. Again, I get it, but at the same time, we get it, okay? Jessica says that she liked Nick immediately.
I told my mom I wanted to marry him.
And went on the computer to look up his interests, which I think is sweet, but also, is that what dating a celebrity is like? You can just Google their interests instead of asking them yourself? I guess it would come in handy if you're trying to surprise them, but it's still kind of surreal to me. Nick says he felt that this could be it and how Jessica could be the one. He also describes Jessica as being unlike anyone else he's ever met and that he could talk to her in ways he never could with other girls. Which again, I think is very sweet. They dated for 3 years, then broke up for 5 months, seemingly because Jessica wasn't sure about a future with Nick. She also thought she needed to date other men and see what was out there, which low-key is a great idea for a then 22-year-old, no offense. But eventually, Jessica realized that she already had what she wanted in a man with Nick, so here we are. There's also a weird moment during this ceremony where the priest or her dad or whoever's talking off camera says,
Jessica can stand up here in this white wedding dress because a long time ago she committed her purity to God and she stuck with that commitment.
Jessica can do whatever she wants, and given her religious upbringing, I understand why this was mentioned. But the constant conversations and marketing tactics involving her virginity just doesn't sit right with me. Fast forward to 6 months later, Nick and Jessica are living in this big, beautiful house, learning how to coexist in the same space despite having different habits and values. Jessica complains about how all they watch or listen to is sports, to which Nick replies,
"It's not true."
while, you guessed it, watching a game. Maybe it's just the edit, but the selfish boyfriend/husband trope isn't cute. We then get the infamous or iconic, depending on who you ask, scene.
Is this chicken what I have or is this fish?
Jessica seems genuinely confused, and Nick, although initially stunned, explains to her that
Chicken of the Sea is the brand.
perhaps this was meant to play into the dumb blonde stereotype, but I found it endearing. The main conflict of this episode is that Jessica doesn't know how to clean or do things herself. Specifically things like the dishes, laundry, organizing, and overall maintaining a living space. She says,
I'm spoiled. I'm so spoiled.
has always been taken care of since she was 14 with a record deal, and was never made to do chores. I also grew up not doing chores, but I learned how to clean from my mom and eventually just started doing things myself. I can sympathize with her because some people genuinely don't know how to clean or be self-sufficient for whatever reason. But I think having those skills and knowing how to take care of yourself, your things, and your space is really important. Nick actually throws shade at Jessica when she says that she doesn't have enough time to clean.
Like that's what's stopping you.
Y'all, I gasped. According to Jessica, Nick has been doing laundry and washing dishes since the 3rd grade. Were y'all doing stuff like that too? Jessica tries to throw away some dead flowers by dumping the whole vase, including the water, into the trash can, missing, and getting that nasty used flower water all over the floor.
Baby, I messed up.
She wants to hire a maid, but Nick is hesitant and wants to do an interview and a background check first, which I think is reasonable. Another funny moment to me was when Jessica is throwing out rotten produce. For the record, food waste isn't funny, although it is relatable, and she literally just drops it on the floor. At a gig, Nick explains to whoever this woman is,
It's not about a maid service. It's about simple picking up after herself.
and how Jessica shouldn't need a maid to do things like throw her clothes in the hamper, and how ridiculous it is. Speaking of laundry, I could totally relate to Jessica when she said that she doesn't like folding all the clothes. Although a long video essay and some green can get me through anything. The subplot, if you will, of this episode is that Nick leased his condo and needs to move his stuff out ASAP. He elicits the help of his younger brother and 98 Degrees bandmate Drew over hiring a professional team of movers. Something that Jessica is critical of, saying that it would be money well spent, and when her makeup artist asks if Nick doing these things himself was therapeutic to him, Jessica replies,
It's just a man thing. It's just a.
I guess referring to his pride, which could be plausible, but moving can be time-consuming, extremely stressful, and labor-intensive. So I would have encouraged him to hire movers too. But he does eventually get other people to help him and says,
I'll never move myself again.
Also, Jessica's mom offers to do her laundry, and I get it. My mom likes to take care of me when I'm around too. But instead of enabling or making snide comments, I would have loved to see a moment where Nick teaches Jessica something. Once we started living together, I taught my boyfriend how to clean. And even though there was a learning curve and he felt intimidated at first, it was fun doing those things together and supporting each other. So I wish we got something like that instead of Nick just wishing that Jessica would suddenly change her behavior for him. I'd be frustrated too, but let's be real. Old habits die hard. Also, some random dude in a convertible hits on Jessica and they end up calling him.
I'm sorry I'm married. Well, thank you very much.
As their home fills up with furniture and boxes from the condo, Jessica becomes more upset with Nick. Even her parents offer to help them get help. Something Nick said that threw me off was that,
I'm glad I don't have a gun. Because I would shoot myself.
"Sir, what? Is it really that serious?" They finally interview a woman to be their maid, and to be honest, I don't know where she came from. Is she a legitimate maid, an actor? We don't even know her name. The editing of this scene makes things feel super awkward, and they keep asking the woman how much she charges. She comes back to work for them a couple days later and makes $120 in 6 hours, which I think is pretty good. I'm not sure how much that would be in today's time with inflation. If you were cleaning someone's home, how much would you charge? More or less? Even Nick is unsure.
$20 an hour seems like a lot to fold clothes, doesn't it?
The episode ends with Jessica doing more around the house to keep them normal and humble. Her words, not mine.
And I'm working on putting the toilet paper on this, what, I don't even know what it's called.
Can we take a moment to appreciate the Louis Vuitton bags we've been seeing throughout the episode? I'm obsessed. And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts about everything we just watched and any fun facts or anecdotes related to the show down in the comment section. Please like this video if you did and subscribe for more nostalgia and reality TV recaps. Bye.